Hello, my name is Jimmy McClellan, and I'm a candidate for the Ward 3 City Council position in Hyattsville. On the first and third Mondays of each month, there are City Council meetings where council members discuss issues that face our city and decide how to move forward with them. After each meeting, I'm going to be posting a recap and reaction so that you have a chance to understand what was talked about and also hear my thoughts on the issues moving forward. You can always find out more information about me and my priorities here at my website, jimmyforhyattsville.com, or you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Both of those handles are at jimmyforhyattsville for the latest happenings within the campaigns. So let's get started. During the public comments, neighbors like you continue to raise concerns about people and vehicles speeding down Oliver Street, which runs directly through Ward 3. I know that this is an issue that's been talked about for quite a while now, and I think the city does need to move forward to institute some short-term measures that will stop speeding, such as speed bumps or speed tables, which I didn't know what that was. I had to Google it, but here's a picture for you. But we also need to think about long-term solutions. How are we going to make sure that people do not continue to speed anywhere throughout our city and just pick a different street to go down? So by thinking about traffic circles or speed cameras, we can really think about how to put in some long-term solutions to ensure that our neighbors are safe, your children are safe when they walk outside, our pets are safe, because speeding can be a very dangerous for our family members here. Next up, we have a COVID-19 update. Prince George's County is now vaccinating people in group 1A, 1B, and 1C. If you're like me and you don't know exactly where you fall, you can find all the information on the Prince George's County MD.gov website. But if you haven't already, please be sure to pre-register for your vaccine at covid19vaccination.princegeorgescountymd.gov. I know that's really long, so I'm going to post it here for you. After filling out the form, you'll be alerted when it's your opportunity to get vaccinated. So you don't have to keep track of which group you're in, 1A, 2A, 3A. And the great news is that there's a vaccination station right here in Ward 3 at the First United Methodist Church on East West Highway, the same place where they're doing the testing. So that is where you can plan to go if you have not got your vaccine yet. And we are moving quickly. Please keep spirits up. I know if you haven't been vaccinated yet, sometimes it feels like you see everybody else around you getting vaccinated. Hang in there. We're going to get through this. Stay positive, and please, please, please get your vaccine and let everyone know around you to also get that vaccine when it's their turn, whichever one is offered first of the three that are currently approved. Next up, there is a WMATA update for our transportation. There have been a lot of concerns about the cuts to the Metro and the Metro bus from neighbors all around the city. Good news is here. With the federal COVID relief package, $610 million was granted to WMATA, which should drastically change the proposal that they originally had brought up about the cuts to the bus routes and the metro stations, especially the ones that run through Hyattsville. So keep an eye out for new proposals, which should be coming in the next few weeks. Next up, the next thing that was talked about was the city budget. So did you know that you have a voice in how the city spends its money? At the end of this month, the city council is going to work together to begin shaping what the budget looks like. And then in April, you have the chance at a public hearing to voice your opinion and your concerns about where money is being allocated. You stay up to date with the city's social media pages, City of Hyattsville, at City of Hyattsville. And you can also visit the city's website to get more specific dates when those are released. Election update, something we're really excited about here at the Jimmy for Hyattsville campaign. There were a record number of candidates that filed this year. And for me, this is very exciting because this is one of the reasons why I moved to Hyattsville. I moved here because I knew that our neighbors were engaged. I knew our neighbors cared about one another and wanted to make a difference. So over the next 7 weeks, please be sure to do your research on the candidate that best represents the things that you care about. And if you want to know more about where I stand, because I am a candidate, I'm always open to having a phone call, conversing via email, or having a socially distant coffee if that's what you want to do. I would love to meet more of you. So if you visit my website, jimmyforhyattsville.com, you can learn more about my message as well as other social media accounts that I have where you can contact me. Related to elections, most important part is voting. The ballot drop boxes are going to be placed on April 1st. There are 2 locations where they're going to be that we know of at this time, the City Building and the Hyattsville Park. So shortly thereafter, after April 1st, you're going to receive your ballot in the mail. Please be sure to return that as soon as possible. You can either mail it or put it in the drop box. If you mail it, please make sure that that is stamped and put in your mailbox no later than April 30th to ensure that the city receives it on time. On May 11th at 8 p.m., if your ballot is not received, it will not be counted. Postmarks do not count in this election. They must be physically in hand. So the best option and a way for you to not have to put any money into a stamp is to put it into one of those drop boxes before the election, or you can always vote in person as well. But we want to stay safe. So if you're able to do that via mail, that is the preferred method. The final thing that was talked about, or one of the final things that was talked about at the city council meeting was the Magruder Park rename. So there were 5 names that are proposed. Those are David C. Driscoll Community Park, which is named after a faculty member and one of my colleagues at the University of Maryland, who was an art scholar and lived and did a lot of work within Hyattsville. Nacotchtank Community Park, which is a native word for the land in which we sit on. Unity Community Park, Gateway Community Park, named after the Gateway Arts District, and Inspiration Park. So there was a conversation surrounding the name of the park that focused on whether or not the park should be named after a person. So you will notice that there are 5 names for the park. One of them is named after a person, 4 are not. And as a student of history myself, I know that we judge people now, but also that judgment changes over time and new revelations come about what was acceptable during a time period of a person's life and what was not. So while I do think that we should honor David Driscoll for the work that he did in academia and within arts and within our city, I don't know that naming a park is the best way to represent that within our city. And I look forward to hearing the discussion from the city council about what they think. They were kind of split yesterday during the discussion, but we want to choose a name that stands the test of time. And I urge the council to continue thinking about that when they consider the final name for this park. So I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully that was quick. Can't keep track of time in my head, but I look forward to continuing the conversations with more Ward 3 residents over time. So please visit my website, www.jimmyforhyattsville.com, to learn how to get more involved and contribute to this campaign. Stay well and have a great day.